This is the lineup we want to see. The Murcielago, Diablo, Huracan, Aventador, and 488. That color is really nice. 488, one of my favorites. This is something that we've never seen on the channel before, guys. Maserati really outdid themselves with this one. I think that's an MC20 is what it's called. This right here, guys, is a McLaren GT. We saw one of these actually a couple of videos ago, but these are brand new, just starting to come around to my area.
About 2 years ago, I made a video about the costs to buy this car, maintain, own, insure, all of that. However, unfortunately for all of us, the price of pretty much everything has gone up. A lot of you guys liked this video and you said it was very informative. However, because of all the price changes that are going on right now, that video is pretty much irrelevant. So today I'm going to go over some of my costs to own this car and what it would cost to currently buy it and maintain it in today's car market and economy. Our topics are going to be cost to buy, with a loan, and to insure, the cost of gas, and the cost to maintain. Absolute full disclosure, when I bought this car, I bought it in January of 2020. So pretty much right before the world economy crashed. Obviously, I had no idea that this was going to happen, but I did get pretty lucky because I got this thing for quite a steal, especially in today's market. I had been shopping for about a year before I purchased this thing. So when this deal came up, I knew what I was looking for and I knew it was a good price. I purchased this thing for $30,000. After taxes and fees and all that stuff, it was about $32,000. I'll talk a little bit more about my pricing situation specifically when we get to those different categories, but right now, these cars are going for about $40,000. I'm going to break this down into monthly costs, and then at the end, I'm going to give you guys a couple different totals based on what your situation might be. We're going to assume a purchase price of $40,000 for this vehicle, and our finance term is going to be 5.5 years. That's the typical 65 months for a used car. Current interest rates are around 7%, so that's what we're going to assume. With interest on $40,000 for 65 months, that's going to put us at around $45,000 total, assuming you don't put any money down. So no money down with 7% interest, that's going to put us at $692 a month for our car payment. And obviously that number would go lower if you put more money down. Our second big ticket item here is going to be gas. Now, as far as gas mileage, this thing actually gets pretty solid gas mileage. Currently, my average is 18 miles per gallon, and I definitely drive this thing a lot and I have fun with it, but I don't go as crazy as I would if gas was extremely cheap. I definitely calm down a little bit. But if you're looking to get like 23, 24 highway on this thing, that's absolutely no problem. 18 average, considering what this thing is, and considering it has the 7-liter, I think that's pretty solid. So at my average mile per gallon, 18 miles per gallon, we're going to assume we drive about 200 miles a week. I'd say that's pretty average for me considering what I do in the week. Go to work, go to the gym, go hang out and do whatever with friends. I think that's pretty good for me. And currently, this is my only car because if you guys remember, my Focus got totaled. So I pretty much drive this thing every day. That's going to put us at 800 miles a month. And we're going to assume a $6 per gallon for gas. Remember, this thing only takes premium. So you can't be putting no 87 in this. I run 93 in it. At $6 a gallon, assuming 800 miles per month, this is going to put us at $267 a month in gas. Next, we're going to move on to maintenance. There are 3 main categories I'm going to talk about here. The first one, tires. Tires for this thing are quite expensive at around $1,800 for a new set of tires. Obviously, that depends on how much you drive, and if you're ripping burnouts every other day, they're not going to last you as long. That's one of the big ticket items on this car. The next one, the Z06 only comes in manual in this year and in this model. So you're going to have to change the clutch every once in a while. It is a wear and tear part. So for the clutch, we're going to estimate a $2,000 repair job. I'm also going to round up that cost just a little bit to take care of any miscellaneous maintenance items. Maybe you had a sensor that went bad, or you need to replace headlights or taillights, or whatever the situation may be. So we're going to assume $4,000 in maintenance every 3 years. we're going to break that down into our monthly cost. That's going to put us at $111 a month. You're obviously not going to have to actually pay that every month, but it's good to have an idea of what it's going to cost you on a monthly basis so that one day when you do need new tires or when you do need a clutch, you're ready for it. I have not changed the clutch in this yet, but I have done new tires and I have done a few miscellaneous expenses and repairs. And I know one day that clutch is going to go bad, so it's good to be ready for it. Now we're going to get into insurance. This is where it's going to vary a little bit, and we're going to need to do some estimating. This is obviously my insurance situation. It's going to be different for you depending on how many cars you have on your policy, the state or country that you live in, or what kind of history you have driving. My insurance situation is I have no tickets on this car on my record. I'm 23, so I can still take advantage of my family's policy. So this is just the portion I pay based on my portion of the policy for my specific car. We do have a multi-car discount, so there are some factors there that help to lower it. And also, 3 months out of the year, this car is in storage. I live in Michigan, and I can't be driving this thing in the winter. But overall, with the combination policy, full coverage 9 months out of the year, storage, insurance 3 months out of the year, it puts me at $125 a month, $1,500 total. Also keep in mind that Michigan insurance is notoriously expensive, so you guys might be able to save money in that regard. So let's get into the total cost of ownership on this car based on a monthly breakdown. Now I'll start off by saying this. These numbers are going to vary. Depends on how much you drive, how clean your record is, if you can get any sort of discounts where you live, so just keep that in mind. With all those things considered, to buy this car today in the current market with all of the current numbers, it's going to cost about $1,195 a month to purchase this thing, pay for it with a loan, insure, drive it, all of that stuff. Now let's assume that maybe you already bought the car, or maybe you're paying for this thing cash, or your car payment is done and it's over with. Assuming you don't have a car payment, this thing will cost $503 a month to drive. That $503 is pretty much half gas, a quarter maintenance, and a quarter insurance. That's about what this thing's going to cost to drive after your car payment's gone, or assuming that you paid cash. What this car costs me to drive is pretty much exactly $1,000 a month. My car payment is $500 a month on this thing, so I did get a little lucky there, but I'm paying about $1,000 a month to drive this thing, and again, that all just varies on when winter hits, how much I drive it. Like right now, I don't have a daily driver, so I have to drive this thing because someone totaled my car. So the big question that this is going to bring up for us is it worth it to buy this car? Back then, when I bought this car, the main thing that drew me to this car was the value. This car gives you a lot of value for what you're getting. This car is very fast. It's a high trim model. We can do the quarter mile in under 12 seconds, 0 to 60 in about 3.5. It's manual, it's extremely fun, and for the most part, it beats pretty much anything in its class. There was not another car, in my opinion, that you could really buy that was faster or cooler for $30,000. And to be honest, I think that's still relevant today. Even though prices have gone up for this car around $10,000, it's still worth it to buy. Even though you're paying a little bit more to purchase this car today, I still think that because everything else is going to be more expensive too, it's just the unfortunate reality. And I think I would struggle to find a car that checks all those boxes of fast, cool, high trim, and it's still going to relatively hold its value. I think it would be hard to find another car for $40,000 today that's going to do that for you. And you also have to think about the cost of maintenance compared to what you would be buying. If you're buying something that's a foreign, it's probably going to cost a lot more to maintain it than it would an LS that is pretty simple that most people can work on. So that's what it costs to own a Corvette Z06. I hope this video was informative to you guys. Maybe it can help you make a better buying decision or just budget if you're ready for a new car in your garage. I would encourage you guys to check out the sand rail that we are building. We are putting a 2.0 turbo in an off-road sand rail, and it's gonna be pretty crazy. So I'd encourage you guys to check out that build. I hope this video was informative to you. Thank you all so much for checking this out, and I'll see you in the next one.